Today, we'll hear from CZ, the founder of Binance, about what he thinks the near future holds for cryptocurrency prices. I want to stress that CZ has been working with crypto since 2013 and built the world's biggest exchange. This person knows all about cryptocurrencies and their prices, including how much they rise during bull and bear markets, among other things. He knows what's going to happen here pretty well. That's why I want to play this clip first, and then I'll talk about some other big news stories that came out recently. Let's look up the whole coin market to get an idea of how much you think the whole crypto market will be worth by the end of these days. Maybe $5 trillion or $5 billion, 0 cents. That's a pretty big number by itself. It's estimated that the value of all cryptocurrencies would rise 1.5 times if they reached $5 trillion, 0 cents. This isn't quite a 2x rise, but it's close. 1.5x is a lot of money, and that's by the end of the year. Many people think this will continue until 2026. Why? My next question was, how does that happen? Okay, now pay attention. By the end of the run, I don't know what time today is. Not as easy, okay, we get it. It's hard to say, but I think it will be between 500,000 and $1 million, $5,000 to $10,000, 0 cents per Bitcoin. For those of you who don't know when this cycle ends, it's likely to be in the first quarter of 2026. That gives us 9 to 10 months to really figure out how this is all going to go. If it ends in the second quarter of 2026, we'll still have time. As a whole, CZ, Binance, is saying that he believes the cryptocurrency market will double, but Bitcoin is the one he believes will happen first. CZ is telling the truth when he says that Bitcoin will reach $5 trillion at 0 cents by the end of the year. However, he may not fully understand how long the cycle will last, or he may think that the cycle is about to end like at the end of 2026. This is possible, but not likely, because most bull markets end in less than 2 years. This means that ours will end again at the latest in the second or first quarter of 2026. But even if he's wrong, if he's right, he's saying that most of the price action for Bitcoin will happen in the first and second quarters of 2026. Bitcoin already has a market cap of more than $1 trillion, 0 cents. So a $5 trillion, 0 cents market cap by the end of the year wouldn't value it at 500 million. So coin would put it $500 million, 0 cents. There are a lot of questions in this area, but I have to say that X Pro will go through the roof if C is right and Bitcoin prices rise to between $500,000, 0 cents between million plus Bitcoin. Okay, so if Bitcoin 5X is like Bitcoin 2X, then X Pro went up 6X in the same amount of time. This means that if we use the same math to figure out that Bitcoin is going to 5X, then XRP's price could go up 30 times from where it is now. It would be worth more than $60, 0 cents per coin. Anyway, since we're now at about 240, the crazy price change, right? People always think that altcoins in rising markets will go a certain way, but we know one thing for sure: they don't always. I recently talked about the banana zone in a video. It looks like we're now entering the next big cash cycle. Interest rates are starting to fall and trillions of dollars worth of cash is coming in. That's a lot of money. Then we have CZ saying that prices will change a lot near the end of the year and early in 2026. It all makes sense, but there will be changes until then. I know many of you are hoping for an easy ride up, but people, please be aware that 9 to 10 months is a long time. If the price of X goes back to $2 next week, I know that about 20 to 30% of you will say, okay, this is all BS, levy, please be quiet. That's just how things work. I hate you. After that, when XRP hits $3, 0 cents, you'll think, wow, I love you, leave. I got so much money from you. It's the best thing ever. Let's not get too excited, because believe me, I would love it if XRP hit 60 VSFs, 0 cents tomorrow. It's clear what Bitcoin can do in this case. $500 million, 0 cents, actually $60, 0 cents. XRP is possible, but I think that's a bit too hopeful. I don't think Bitcoin will ever hit $500,000, 0 cents. I think it will go as high as $250,000 per coin, which I think is still pretty strong. I think XCrop will probably hit a high point of $20, 0 cents in about 36 hours, even though interest rates are going down in the US and every other country in the world. That's what I really think. People are printing in China, the US, the EU, Canada, and I still think that a $20, 0 cents X group is worth $60, 0 cents, which is a bit too much. And 500,000 Bitcoin's worth even more. But again, no one has a crystal ball. I really want C to be right. The US and China working together is something we all want. Tomorrow, they will talk about taxes again. Now, this is clearly a very important issue. One thing I was talking about was China's business. The Chinese economy is probably the most important thing going on here. Now, from this, we can see that SP 500 companies have sold about $1.20 to $2 trillion, 0 cents worth of goods to Chinese customers in the past year. Many of these companies no longer sell physical goods because they offer digital goods instead, which are not subject to tariffs. US trades with many other countries in a way that is different from other countries because the US economy is not based on physical things, but on software like Apple's OS X. Many companies, including Microsoft, they make the most money from cloud-based services and Unreal cloud-based things. The US, EU, Canada, and other powerful technology using and selling countries make a lot of money. Many developing countries could use that money. We can now see that 7% of the SP 500's annual sales are made in China. If the US breaks up with China, it will hurt the S&P 500's earnings by a huge amount, $1.2 trillion. That's a lot of money. So let's remember that it's best for the SP 500 businesses, which are mostly American, to keep a good relationship with China. As a result, China also knows that. In fact, the US does have power. Everyone in China feels the same way. They both know this and are going to do their best. I agree with them that it will be bad for the US. There will definitely be a drop in the US. They need to make a trade deal soon if they don't want to lose business to China. If we don't do something soon, the whole world will go into a slump. That's not the fights between India and Pakistan. Ukraine, in the end, India's foreign minister said that Pakistan broke the ceasefire agreement and that India will now fight back. And it's funny, I just wrote about this earlier today, but that was the end of the process from the US. Now we're back to the beginning because that's how wars work. You fight someone who did something you don't like, and they fight back.